We're heading to Lake Pleasant Regional Park, and we're going to stay at the Roadrunner campground for 3 nights. And right now, it's a beautiful February day. We decided to take a ride and explore the north entrance to Lake Pleasant, where there's a 4-lane boat ramp and some hiking trails and some day use areas. So we headed north on Castle Hot Springs Road. If you have an ATV, you want to make a left at the stop sign and head out to the many, many miles of trails on this side of the lake. If you have a boat or going on a picnic, you're going to make a right and enter the park. Because we were camping at the lake and had already paid our camping fee, we didn't have to pay the $7 entry fee to get into the north side of the park. So we just drove on through and continued down Castle Creek Road. We decided to visit the Cottonwood Day Use Area first, so we made a right on Cottonwood Lane and continued to the Day Use Area parking lot. This is a nice area for a picnic in the cooler weather. You probably wouldn't want to be out here in the summer as there is no access to the water. They have several ramadas with concrete picnic tables. You have to park in the parking lot and then walk on a small trail to each ramada. The trailhead for the Pipeline Canyon Trail is here at the Cottonwood Day Use Area. This trail is about 2 miles. It heads south through the desert to Pipeline Canyon Day Use Area, which is another location for picnic ramadas. The trail is considered moderate and it doesn't go near the water. It's mainly through desert terrain. There's also a restroom facility here at the Cottonwood Day Use Area. A very nice place for a picnic or hike in the cooler weather. After visiting the Cottonwood Day Use Area, we got back up onto Castle Creek Road and headed towards the lake. We stopped by Firemen's Cove. About 7 to 10 years ago, this area would have all been underwater. The lake right now is extremely low, and it has been that way for probably the last 4 or 5 years. We decided to park for a little bit and do some metal detecting. You never know what treasures you might find, as people on their boats might have lost watches or wallets or rings. Unfortunately, the only thing I was able to find with the metal detector were several old cans, a couple nails, and a bottle cap. But I did find something really beautiful, and I didn't have to use the metal detector. It was this beautiful painted rock, and although I'm a big supporter of leave no trace, and I don't like to see people's trash laying around, I do appreciate these uplifting and beautiful little decorations. This is Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd, I lack nothing. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He refreshes my soul. He guides me along the right paths for his name's sake. Surely your goodness and love will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. After Fireman's Cove, we continued on to the 4-lane boat ramp. This area of the lake is day use only. Overnight camping is not allowed. They do have a boat ramp for you to launch your boat and then plenty of parking spaces. They also have a restroom facility. That pretty much concludes our exploration of the north side of Lake Pleasant Regional Park. We're going to head back to our campground, but before we get there, we're going to make a quick stop and explore a new feature near the lake that we haven't yet seen. On our way back from visiting the north entrance to Lake Pleasant Regional Park, we decided to stop and check out the Mount Baldy recreational shooting site. We've seen the signs along Castle Hot Springs Road on previous visits to the park, and we always wondered what was going on here, what type of range it is, and if it was open to the public. So we turned off on the dirt road and proceeded through the desert. When you get to the fork in the road, stay to the right and continue to the entrance. Parking lots seem to be a pretty good size for this small range. Oh, look, someone left their trash. The rules for shooting are posted at the entrance to the site. After you park, you can get your equipment and walk up to one of the shooting lanes. They range from 100 yards to 500 yards. You cannot place your own targets here, but must use the steel targets that they've provided. And again, this is only for rifle target practice of 50 caliber or less. And the hours of operation seem to kind of coincide with the rising and the setting of the sun. Generally, they open at 7 a.m. and close, depending on the time of the year, between 5 p.m. and 7 p.m. No one was here the day we explored. Seems like a nice place to practice target shooting, and there is no cost. But please remember to pick up your trash and take it with you. Let's take a hike. There are about 20 miles of trails that run through Lake Pleasant Regional Park on the southwest side of the lake. We're going to explore a short portion of the Roadrunner Trail from the Roadrunner campground up to the Discovery Center. Good view of the lake. When we get up a little higher, we can get a glimpse of the lake and a view of the campground. Okay, let's continue on. It's a beautiful morning. Mid-February. I think it's too early for rattlesnakes to be out.
You never know. So I take my walking stick and make a little bit of noise. Okay, we're almost to the Discovery Center. This trail leads from the campground to the Discovery Center. And then this is a little trail that is called a Discovery Trail. So we'll branch off here. And you can get a little map that shows you what each site is. So like there's number 6. And that's probably going to tell you about, the map would probably tell you what type of vegetation you're viewing. Like it's just a little loop of a side trail. There you got a garden of cholla cactus. Never get too close to those guys. They're nicknamed jumping cactus. And so this part of the trail too would take you up to this really cool playground. That's a really cool place for kids to have some fun. You got the Gila Monster slide and the bald eagle catching a fish. Earlier this morning we did see a bald eagle fly over, but of course I didn't have the camera at that time. Just a really cool place. And then you get up here to the sidewalk and the park.
To the left is the parking lot and the Discovery Center. But let's turn right and take a quick walk around the playground. Oh look, more trash. Near the playground is a small amphitheater. This path leads up to a patio and a deck that overlooks the lake. It's on the back end of the Discovery Center. On the day we visited, the center wasn't open, but we've been there before and it's very interesting. Definitely worth a visit. There is no admission fee. They have displays about the local wildlife as well as storyboards and artifacts from the creation of the lake way back in the 1920s. If you want to check out a real-life venomous diamondback snake and a real-life Gila monster, this is the place to go. Out front, they also have a desert tortoise enclosure. Let's get off the concrete and back into the dirt. We're back on the Roadrunner Trail as it heads away from the Discovery Center. The entire trail is about 0.8 of a mile, and it runs along the shoreline and through two day use areas, the Ringtail Day Use Area and the Bobcat Day Use Area. It also branches off and goes back to our campground. Okay, time to head back to the campsite and relax. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the outdoors. And remember, wherever you go, leave that place better than the way you found it.